Just give me a chance. When she came out of the garage, I was sitting on a chair in the middle of the kitchen, across from the laundry room. She saw me sitting there when she came to the laundry room door. I carried a small table out of the living room with a few items on it, stage props. I had a performance to do. Thomas? There was a question in her voice. What are you doing? Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong, I said. I just thought you might want to help me with the fitting. What? A fitting? What the hell are you talking about? I picked up one of my items from the table. This. I proudly displayed it. They say they need to be fitted. What is this? She asked. What's going on, Thomas? Is this a joke? You're pulling some kind of prank, aren't you? Although I do enjoy a good prank now and then, I wasn't joking. Well, it's kind of a prank, but it's supposed to be very serious. No, it's not a prank, I said. It's a manhood cage. You know, a chastity device. Her eyes bulged like they were on stalks. I thought they looked remarkably like snail eyes. The only thing missing was the little stalks. What the hell? Are you out of your mind? What are you talking about? She asked. I did a little research, I told her. We cuckold husbands have to wear manhood cages. In fact, that's the most important thing. You wear the key on a chain around your neck. Then, after the bull is done making love to you, you have to let me out so I can get sloppy seconds if you decide to let me. Thomas, what's wrong with you? She looked at me like I had grown a third eye. I have no idea what you're talking about. Have you lost your mind? No, I'm perfectly sane, I said. I just wanted to know how it all worked so I could play my part. So I bought you a nice little chain. I held it up so she could see the key dangling from it. You can wear this. And when you're ready for me to eat cream cakes and have sloppy seconds, you can let me out. Do you like this one? I held out the cage. I should have asked you. They have several styles. When are you thinking of bringing the bull in? I'd like to meet him as soon as possible. What the hell are you talking about? Her voice rose almost to a scream. What the hell is a bull? And what are you doing with that disgusting thing? Obviously, she didn't like my choice of cages. Hell, well, maybe I could get a refund. As long as she didn't touch my genitals, it should be fine. I wondered if she had been returned before. I shuddered at the thought. Before using it, it should be washed thoroughly. The bull is the guy who makes love to your wife, I said. You know, the alpha male. Cook watches and does the cleaning after the bull is done with his wife. She swelled with indignation. Thomas, you're accusing me of a relationship with someone? No, I don't like to think of it that way at all, I said. I'm not accusing. That implies that I'm going to judge you. Blaming is such a harsh term. You make love to Greg Johnson, but accuse is not. I just hope I got my part right. Now, if you'll help me put this on... I held it out to her. She took 2 steps forward, snatched it out of my hands, and threw it violently into the laundry room. It was a terrific throw, right into the dryer. Stop it! She shouted. I looked hurt. Damn, Ronnie, you must have bent it. If you didn't like it, you should have just said so. We could have traded it for one you liked. Now I'll have to spend a hell of a lot of time straightening it out so we can trade it for one you want. Screw the damn thing, she growled. How long have you known? I thought about it for a minute. Well, today is March 15th, I said. The first time was February 11th at 7:44. Now it's 5:40. Do you need minutes or is an hour enough? Hey, that's a foreshadowing of March. How fitting. That's the day Julius Caesar was assassinated. Now her mouth was open. She looked at me, opening and closing her mouth, but not making a sound. She looked like a carp stuck on dry land. It wasn't a good look. Why didn't you say something? Gasping, she asked. What was there to say? I asked. Well, how about, Veronica, you cheating fool? How about, why are you having an affair? Is that what you want me to say? I asked. Don't you want to know why? She asked. I know why, I said. I don't need to ask. She looked puzzled. How do you know why? I know why cheaters cheat, I explained. You're a sociopath. She gasped, and her big blue eyes filled with tears. How can you say that? I thought you loved me. What does that have to do with it? I asked. I love you. Well, I did before I found out you were a cheating sociopath. Now that I know, of course I realize that loving you is stupid. I just need to figure out how to adjust to our new roles. She did the carp thing again. Your lips aren't quite right, I told her. They should be pointing more downward. What is wrong with you? She was practically screaming now. Why are you talking about my lips? Well, carp have lips kind of pointing downward so they can suck something up from the bottom, I said. You're doing pretty good, but you need to work on your lips. She probably didn't know that I had done extensive research on carp and ignored my criticism of her parody. What did you mean by find someone else? She asked. Are you divorcing me? Well, yes, but it's going to take some time, I told her. I figured as long as we lived together and I could wear a cage, you'd throw me a bone in between making love to Johnson. That's not what I meant. It's over, Thomas. I won't see him again. I don't want a divorce. Well, that's surprising, I said. Usually when a wife starts sleeping with men other than her husband, it means she wants a divorce. Well, maybe that's not what she wants, but that's the normal course of events. I didn't want you to find out, she said. It was only a brief affair, Thomas. It's over, and I swear I will spend the rest of my life being the best wife you can imagine. Well, that sounds very attractive, I said. I'm afraid I'll have to decline. Thomas, please don't do this. Now she was begging. You know I love you. It didn't mean anything, it just happened. I'm telling you, it's over. Well, considering you never told me it started, I just don't know how I can believe it, I said. How are you going to convince me? She stepped forward, pressing her lush body against me. She was hot, no doubt about it. It's all behind me now, I promise. Well, we both knew what her promises were worth. She jumped up. I don't want to hear about the fucking cages anymore, she growled. Forget the fucking cages. I told you it's over. What the hell is wrong with you, Thomas? I love you and I'm not going to do this shit. Stop talking about it. It's disgusting. I'm sorry, I said. Say, Ronnie, did you happen to use protection with Big Johnson? Her face turned red. Stop calling him that, she said. God, you can be so rude, Thomas. I told you he wasn't that big, and yes, I made him use the defense. Well, were you planning on us making love anytime soon? I asked. Anytime you want, baby, she purred. Have I ever turned you down? Well, not that I recall, I said. I think you should get an STD test anyway. There's no point in both of us risking our health. If you could get infected with something, you'd have already... Her voice trailed off. You haven't made love to me since I started, have you? She asked. Jesus, Thomas, I hadn't noticed. That's why lately you've been sick or tired, isn't it? Well, yes, I admitted. I never liked the thought of pus oozing out of me. She wrinkled her nose at the mention of that name. I'll get checked tomorrow, she said. What's going to happen now, Thomas? Nothing, for a while, I told her. Divorces take time, you know that. She groaned slightly. I told you I don't want a divorce. I know, I said. I remember. It was only a few minutes ago. My concentration waned a little when you were seducing me, but I can remember some things. We don't need to get divorced, she pleaded. I told you it's over. From now on, I'm going to be completely faithful to you. Yes, I remember that too, I said. I didn't believe you. I've heard it before. I promised to leave everyone else behind. You remember? Her face flashed. Yes, I remember. I don't know what's wrong with me. I wasn't going to have an affair, Thomas. We were just together all the time at work. He kept hitting on me, and I just got stupid, okay? I'm so sorry. I know it doesn't mean much. Yeah, I thought you'd be more upset. Oh, I was, I told her. I'd been very upset for weeks. At first, I thought about killing you. I got an old gun. I even went to the shooting range to practice. Then I decided to kill the lover. She wrinkled her nose. I even had a plan to kill both of you. Macy talked me out of it. She awed. Macy knows. You told our daughter. Why would you do that? Do you hate me that much? No, I didn't tell her, I said. She told me. She looked like someone had punched her in the stomach. Carp looked like he was on steroids. When, did she know? How did she know? So that's the reason. Oh my God, she hasn't called me since. She's always telling me she's busy when I try to... Oh my God. I'm not sure he's listening, I said. You mustn't make love to people other than your husband, one of his cardinal rules? She just sat there, unaffected by my cheerful comment, tears streaming down her cheeks. Finally, she woke up from her reverie. Thomas, what am I supposed to do now? She asked in an unhappy voice. I really have no idea, Ronnie, I said. Is there a book you could read? Maybe a How to Explain to Your Daughter Why You're a Cheater website? She looked at me with dull eyes. You don't have to hit me, she said. If it makes you feel better, I think you have the right. Do you like hurting me now, Thomas? Well, yes, I think I do a little, I said. I wasn't violent before. You made me that way. I'm sorry, she whispered. Can you help me now? I have no idea, I said. What did you think was going to happen when I found out? I didn't think you would, she said. I just did it. Well, now that you know, what are your ideas? I asked. She thought for a moment. What do you think about open marriages? She asked. I think they are divorces that haven't happened yet, I said. Are you sure? She asked. I read about them in magazines and see people on TV. Yes, I'm sure, I said. I've read about different things myself. I was at the grocery store last week, standing in line. You'll never guess what I saw. Some woman was talking about being Sasquatch's love slave. Her mouth opened and closed. Maybe it was a pufferfish, not a carp. No self-respecting man or woman would ever think that, I said. Think about how humiliating it would be for you. These women aren't wives, they're just cheaters. Open simply means become a cheater. Then think about how I would feel about that. How would you feel about it? She asked. Like you're going to cut my balls off, I said. Almost the same, I feel now. That's not what I meant. What can I do, Thomas? Stop saying all that, she screamed. I told you, it's over. I'm not going to see anyone else. Yeah, I remember, I said. Do you think I have Alzheimer's, Veronica? She just stared at me. I remember you said you didn't believe me, she said. By the way, would you rather have your divorce papers served here or at work? I don't want a divorce. She was shaking now. I'm not giving you a divorce, Thomas. I'm pretty sure it's not up to you, I told her. I'm filing. You have to wait. I think 60 days. If you don't contest it, then the judge will grant the divorce. I'm going to contest it, she said. Why? I asked. You obviously don't want to be married, at least not to me. Why would you want to argue that? I do want to be married, and to you, she said. Well, what about a lover? I asked. That seems a little counterproductive to staying married to me. I'll wear a cage, but only until the divorce is finalized. I went to the laundromat and got the cage. I don't think I'll wear it, though, I said. It looks a little crooked, and I think it would be painful for me. I held it out for her to examine the bend in the wire. She snatched it from me and tossed it back into the laundry room. This time she skipped the dryer, but constructed a perfect basket out of a laundry basket. "Leave that disgusting thing alone!" she shouted. "You're being disgusting." "No, that's what we horny husbands are supposed to do. I've studied this thoroughly," I explained. "You're not a cuckold husband or whatever it is you're saying." She seemed alarmed. "Well, technically no," I admitted. "I guess I'm a victual, satisfied cuckold, obliging cuckold. I don't really keep bull babies, unless Macy's is mine." She stared at me with her mouth hanging open. "Don't even think about it," she whispered. "Of course she's yours." I thought for a moment. "Do you think I should take a DNA test?" She looked at me like I was some creature from Mars. Actually, I had already taken a DNA test and knew Macy was mine. I was just pulling her chain. "There's no need for that," she said. "Macy is your child. I've never been unfaithful to you, Thomas." "You mean before Big Johnson's?" I clarified. "Yes, I mean, stop calling him that. I told you he wasn't that big. He's nothing, Thomas. Believe me, you're big enough for any woman." "Were you interested?" I wondered. She blushed. I was amazed she had that kind of ability. "Girls talk about these things," she said. "Really, how big is Sam's?" I asked. "He bragged every time he had a big bag. Of course, he always did it when Sandy wasn't around." "I have no idea," she said. "Guys who brag always have tiny dignities." Well, I always suspected as much." "Thanks, Ronnie. You learn something every day." "Are we done talking about divorces and cages and whatever that is?" "Well, I guess, but the divorce issue is bound to come up," I said. "First of all, you still haven't told me where you'd like to be served. I think there's going to be a hearing or something." "We're not getting divorced," she said firmly. With those words, she left upstairs, and I heard the shower running. I went and got the cage out of the dirty clothes. It was well made, but the wire was a little flimsy. After bending it as best I could, I put it in the box and carefully placed it on the mantel, next to our wedding picture. It looked good there. The box had "Priority Mail" printed on it in beautiful red letters. Going to the Angus Grill restaurant, I ordered myself a very nice steak. In the middle of dinner, my phone rang. I answered it. It was Ronnie. "Where did you go?" she asked. "I'm eating," I told her. "This is a very good tenderloin. Usually they're tough, but this one is very tender, and you know I've always liked the taste of a good sirloin. I heard panting sounds in the tube." "Why didn't you ask me if I wanted to go?" "Thought you might want to call Big Johnson and tell him it was over," I said. "I didn't want my presence to disturb you in case it wasn't over and you wanted to make a date. I like that word, don't you? Love date. It has a certain pathos to it." Now, that sounded like a turkey cackling on the phone. Maybe I should go turkey hunting and hire her to call them. "I was going to tell him tomorrow," she said. "When are you coming home?" "Tonight, Bud's got a darts tournament," I said. "I figured I'd swing by there, give it a try, have a couple beers, and be home around 9. Well, unless Alicia's there. If she's there, I might as well hang out and see what she's up to," she hissed. "Why would you do that?" "You know I've always had a thing for her," I said. "While I was married to you, I never gave it a second thought." "You're still married to me," she growled. "I'll come and claw that fool's eyes out if you're not home by 9. I didn't doubt her for a minute. She never really cared much for Alicia. When I got home, she was in the kitchen banging pots and pans. Going upstairs, I took a shower and went to bed. I get up at 5:30 for work. She came in a while later, stripped and crawled into bed, naked. She started to slide down my body and I stopped her. I don't want to ruin the moment, but you should have taken that test." She sighed. "You're talking nonsense, Thomas. I don't have an STD. Greg is married. He wouldn't risk bringing any nasty surprises home to his wife. Besides, I told you I always made him use protection. I swear." "Is that oath anything like the renounce everything else oath?" I asked. "Just asking." She hesitated for a moment. "How am I supposed to show you that I'm serious if you don't want to make love to me?" she asked. All day, I walked around with a smile on my face. Some of the guys were teasing me about it. When I got home, she was there fussing in the kitchen. "I'm making pork chops," she called out. "Stuffed, just the way you like them." "Yum, that sounds delicious." I went upstairs and changed, went back downstairs and started watching basketball on ESPN. She came in when she heard the sound of the TV and brought me a beer and chips. Wow, what a life. We had a good meal and she told me she went and got tested. The results would be back in 3 days. It coincided with Friday, so it would probably be ready by Friday night. That thought seemed to excite her, and I didn't want to ruin her mood. "You know, Ronnie, if you make love to Big Johnson again, you're going to have to take a new test," I said. "I won't sleep with him or anyone else," she shouted. "How many times do I have to tell you, Thomas? From now on, I'll be as faithful as an atomic clock." I looked at her. "I'm sorry," she said. "I am yours alone, Thomas, and I will be yours alone for the rest of our lives." It sounded very familiar, but I just nodded. Friday came as always, and she met me at the door with the test results. "See, I told you so," she exclaimed. "We were just wasting time." She grabbed my hand and started to lead me towards the stairs when the doorbell rang. She opened the door, and there stood a huge man. He was under 2 meters tall, and his head was shaved. In the collar of his very nice suit, a snake-shaped tattoo was disappearing. "Are you Veronica Brown?" he asked. "Yes. What's this about?" He handed her a large envelope. "You've already been served. Sorry, ma'am." He turned on his heel and walked away. I was puzzled. I was sure all process servers were young girls chewing gum. This was very out of character. It was a bad omen. Hopefully things would get back to normal soon. Veronica turned to face me. "Thomas, what is it?" "I'm almost certain it's your divorce papers," I said. She groaned and sank to the floor of the foyer. This was very undignified. I tried to help her up, but she yanked her hand away. "Why?" she sobbed. "I told you I don't want a divorce. I'm sorry, Thomas. I'm so sorry. Please don't divorce me." I picked her up in my arms and carried her to the couch. "Well, I told you this would happen," I said. "Did you think I was kidding?" "No," she sobbed. "I thought you'd change your mind. You have to give me a chance. Just give me a chance, Thomas. I'll show you what a wonderful wife I'll be." "You want to show me that now?" I asked her. She looked at me with eyes full of tears. "You mean—" I held out my hand. She took it, and I led her upstairs. She showed me 3 times that night and twice on Saturday. I only had enough for 2 on Sunday, but she was on top of it. I gotta hand it to her. She called Big John, making me listen while she told him to go away and not come near her ever again. He didn't take it well, calling her all sorts of nasty names. I couldn't help but agree with him, as he used many of the same terms I myself used, or Macy used when talking to me. I didn't realize my sweet little girl had such a mouthful. The divorce moved forward, and the first thing the judge did was schedule a counseling. We had to attend 6 sessions or the counselor could reduce the number. The court gave Arani a choice of counselors, and I hated the guy. He was a fat male toad who clearly hadn't been married for the last 40 years. He had all sorts of progressive theories that he tested on us guinea pigs. I was running around the maze like a white rat, counting the sessions until they were over. Both he and Ronnie had made great progress, but the main seemed insufficient. Oh, I made all the right noises and played all his games. Until the last session. He asked if we wanted him to call the judge and tell him the divorce was off. I replied that I would take care of everything. He stood up to shake my hand, hunching over from his poor, overstuffed chair. I took it and squeezed it lightly. His knees buckled a little, and I put my arm around him. "Listen, you fat bastard," I growled. "Take all your advice, all your stupid jargon, and shove it up your ass." Letting him go, I left him and Ronnie standing there. I went to the car, and she followed. "Why did you do that, Thomas?" she asked. "I thought we were doing so well." "Yeah, I thought so too, before you decided to become Big John's needlewoman," I said. She stood stunned for a minute. "You're really going to divorce me, aren't you?" "Yes, I told you that from the beginning," I said. "You might want to think about getting your hearing tested, Ronnie." "Are you going to move out or make me move out?" she asked. "No, I like my house," I said. "If you want to move out, I think you can. I think if one of us decides to move out, we'll either have to sell the house and split the money, or whoever stays will have to buy the other out." "So we'll get divorced, but we'll live together?" she asked. "I told you you're an amazing lovemaker, Ronnie," I said. "As long as you want to stay, I won't kick you out. Of course, if you sleep with other guys, all bets are off." "Are you going to sleep with other women?" she asked. "As long as you keep this up, I don't see how I can have the energy," I said. She thought for a moment, then smiled at me. "In a year, we'll be married again," she said. I hope she didn't bet money on it. The odds seemed very long. "The end!"